Welcome back to Alchemy Factory. My name is Nilaus, and we are here again with one more episode. And well, I'm just looking at the tech tree because we are, I would say, finishing up this area. There's still a lot to do. We have some turquoise we can make. We have the transformation potion, and we have a separate thing here with steel ingots. On top of that, we also need to make coke powder build. So we do have a few things that we need to do. What I'd like to do in this episode is actually get to some steel and then use these cannons. They are absolutely amazing. First of all, we get money from the steel gears, and we get the cannons, which means that we can add a lot more structure to our base. And yes, I like structure. So let's research some steel. We're also going to research this one, some turquoise. And we're then going to research, I don't want to research this yet, because then they start, the daily quest become include yeast and for transformation potions, and I don't want that until I'm ready to actually get done with it. I should also show you what I've done since the last episode. You can see we're sending out this here. They are now sort of fed directly here. It's very nice. And everything is now saturated there. There we go. That's the research complete, and we can start working on these things here. That one, and the cannon, and then the large stand. That's a 3x3 stand, so it's very nice as well. I have also killed this build here with normal fertilizer. That is gone now. I am also that's gone now, so that we have this build that we have here. And over here we're just making the good fertilizer. So we only have the good advanced fertilizer. That's the only thing we have available on the map here. And you can see it's also a vast fertilizer. This is double what I need, but I could take every other out, but it doesn't matter. It's not consuming anymore. It's just a little bit of stockpile. But until I get the advanced grinder, then I'm gonna keep this build as it is because, well, it works. So here is another thing. These are now producing 60 per minute because they have advanced fertilizer. And that actually means that this is way overscaled compared to what I need. And I could also just make it a lot nicer little build. So that might be what we want to do, especially because if we want to make the turquoise. But let's start with some steel. Where are we going to make some steel? Let's say this could be a steel location. And we'll just pretend that we get, this one is going to be our farming inbound. So let's figure out what we can, what this steel would look like. So we are going to get, in order for us to make steel, let's actually have a look at it because it's a little weird, the steel. So the steel is, it takes iron ingots in and then it gets 25% steel out, but 75% iron. So we need to make sure that the iron replenishes itself. The 75 here goes back in. And so it means that it's only the 25% that I need to replace. And then of course we need some coke powder. So since we need quite a lot of coke powder for this, then we actually want to have it sort of a dedicated build here. So let's start with that. That means we're going to be the grinder, and I'm going to take it 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. So we can build a shop here. There. I'm not going to set it up. This one will make coal, and coal will then go into a furnace. And this furnace, I think we should make it on, fuel it from the other side. It's always easier there. So this one will now go into location with a crucible. And we need 2 of these. And here. I don't have one of these. No, I don't. Let's see. Do I have? Yeah, I can go over here and steal one. Yeah, let's steal one of these. Just for our test purposes, so we get a sense of the ratio here. There you go. That will go in here, and we need also some fuel in here. We'll just use this as fuel for now. So what do we want on the other side? We need to actually make it, we're gonna get this, we're gonna get this, because someone needs to fuel this. Then here. Then we also need, I think this whole thing here needs to go a little bit further out. Here. Let's cut it and make it here. And these two. Get that here. So you're going to go in. Oops, wrong way. There. That's fine. And then they're going to be built here. So each of these will now get... Let's be sure this is heated. And this will make it into coke. Goes from 648 to 720. And it's every 10 minutes. Or 10 per minute is in here. Okay. And if I then put it into a grinder... Let's see if that's only 5. Yes, I thought so. So that means I need 2 of these. That means I need another, this. Yeah, and then we need probably another one because we need to get the athenator, whatever. We need to get in here as well. There. So this will give us 20... Yes, 20 coke powder per minute. Then we have the athanor is here, this new device, which needs some nails. Where are they? They're here. Really need a bigger nail storage, I'm sure. Right, so let's try again. Yeah, this one. Okay. So this one is the one that recycles or makes the steel. But let's see. So it takes 15 in. And it makes 3.8. It says 3.75, I'm sure, because it's 25%. And this is 11.25. This rounding up, this is rounding down, whatever. And then 15 coke. So how much coke did we make here? We made 20, and then we need 15 in here at coke powder, and then the rest can be used for fueling. That should be fine. Then this one will be our steel outbound, I hope. It's really difficult for me to figure out. The yellow one, the blue one is the main one. The yellow one is the filtered overflow something, I think. So I think this should be fine. And then we'll just start by putting it into a box, just so that we can see if it actually works. There. But we also, of course, need some steel inbound. So let's see if we can get some steel. I think this needs to be moved a little bit because I can see that we're going to be needing... Because what I need is the steel coming out, or the iron coming out here has to go back in here, which means I need something like just a way for it to pass by. And this one goes over here. I don't know where we're going to fuel it, but we do need to fuel it somewhere. Well, we'll figure that out. There. And this goes in, and once it comes out, it'll go basically back in here. But it will need to get some additional in. And that additional is going to be a merger. Yes, priority merger. And then, yeah, I have no idea. So now this one is yellow and this one's blue. Which one's the main? I would imagine that the lower one is the main one. I hope it is. But I guess we find out. So here I'm going to get also some iron inbound here. Okay, and that means we need the iron build. That's on the raw resources there. And that comes out back here. This one. So the iron comes in, goes out, and then gets merged in. Gets in here. We need this to be... Oh. I think I have the answer to where I'm going to be feeding it from. Yeah. This will be... And another round of... So these are coming in and going in. All right, that works. And that should also feed everything else. Then I'm going to need a location here, which will go into a launcher, which will... Why is that not working? How is this not working? I really thought this would work. Usually it does. Invalid angle. Damn. Something is wrong because I tried this before. There we go, now it's working. Apparently it actually works better if it's closer. So I found out that you can actually compress this by having this go underneath and up and then from the side. So we save a little bit more space, we get the whole thing more compact, and then we can get the steel, the iron going in here. Cool. Let's set this up to iron and then just press G to put in enough to shoot it in here. And it's not working yet because it is, yeah, okay, this one just needs to be a little bit fed in here. Actually, I want these because they cannot be replenished in any other way. And here, that one. Good. So let's see if we get some iron coming out here. There you go. The first bit of iron. That should be going in here, and this one will fill up so that, let's make sure that it's pre-filled. And hopefully, if the filters and all are working, this one's full, then we're going to see if we get them going back correctly. Also, the value of this one is 10 per minute, and this one is using 11 per minute. So it's actually not keeping up, but it's close enough. Well, actually it is, because it's only 3.8 that 3.75 that I need, because everything else gets replenished. Ah, right, there you go. And that is incorrect. So I need to take U. Here, T, and put that back in. That should work. Let's see. And the steel now goes out correctly, I think. So what is now important is that the lower one is the priority, yes, and this is only supplementing to the extent where it is needed. Yes. Should work, right? And we got a little bit of steel. Okay, so that's good. Now, what do we want to do with the steel? Well, we want to definitely make... Down here, we want to definitely make some cannons, which is gears and steel. So I'm actually going to take this out and try to sort of figure out a way to get a stockpile of this. So I think I want a stockpile. That should be the first part. Let's get some steel in here. Then I'm going to actually build it into a... here, like that. And this will be make it into, oh, steel gears. Yes, there we go. That theoretically consumes all of it. And then I need to build it into, once we have it, I can get you to be here. And then I want it to be that. No, definitely not. We are going to go cannons now. Cannons, go here. We need a little bit more before we can do that. But the idea is sound. This is how I'm going to do it. I will have a storage, and I'll have a storage. And soon we can make, yeah, 1 gear. And how many? I need 3 gears. Why is it not working? It is working. It is working. It's just awfully slow. And it's just kind of, is it getting stuck? No, it's not really getting stuck, but it would like to, I am a little bit worried that maybe the top one is priority. I want to see when it actually draws something in or out. It should never be doing the top ones anytime soon. There we go. No, that's correct. So the top one stands still until there's a deficit on the belt. Cool. And the cannon is 4 gears. And so we can build our first cannon. There we go. And the cannons are amazing because you can see they can actually shoot pretty far. Plus, they can also shoot in other directions. Not that far, but they can shoot in directions other than straight ahead. So while catapults go straight ahead, cannons can shoot in any direction. Look at that. It can shoot here and it can shoot all the way up here. So they are amazing. They enable us to do some new and cool things. But this is now a modular setup. It works, I mean, exactly like we want. We have some storage here. We have some storage here. Do we want to have both of the storage? Not really. And output wise, we can also trim this a little bit. These are not needed. There, and all the way over, definitely doesn't need that. We can actually trim it even further by just going here, 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 and there. So that is now a module, and it produces only 3.75 steel per minute, but that's still good. I want to have 1, 2, or 3 of those. I'm gonna need a lot of steel right now, so let's build 3 as it is right now, and then okay, and end of day, let's see if we sold any of our Jupiter builds. 1. Only 1. Well, still 31. Great. And this is, look at that. That's pricey. Things are getting a little bit dicey here. Okay, so we still need more steel to complete this build and everything else. So let's build 2 more of these. All right, so we got a little bit of steel gears and steel plates. And I've also just made catapults because catapults work shorter distance. Boop, and boop. And then I only have a single cannon. This cannon, oops, should be able to just get us in here. So now the next thing we want to do is actually overhaul of our building here. We're going to do punch a couple of holes. We'll probably lose some ceiling. There we go. I don't want to have that ceiling here. This needs to go anyway. Instead, I want to build some these walls, and then I do switch. Let's have doors everywhere. There we go. That's a door. Probably not doors up here. Windows. Window. No, wrong way. Is it? Yes, it is the wrong way. Or actually, they want the top ones to just be wooden. That was I don't know. That seems better. Here. And I want the panels on the inside. That should be good. Panels on the inside and panels on the inside. There we go. So what I've come up with is a way to get things in and out of these buildings in a clever way. So let's have a look at how it works. It works by us placing that one here. There's another alternative that I'm going to place here. And nope, here. This is too far down. And see, they might sort of get stuck. If you copy it, then it might get stuck in the wall. You can press tab and then you can sort of drag it back. Then it can't go up and down. Then it go back and forth on this level. So that's a way to save it. Or you just build it from the menu instead. So here, build it from menu. And I put it in the middle. These ones are going to be put here and here so that they're in the middle. The reason why I'm only taking 1 shelf here and not 2 is because I also want it to be out on this side, and if I put them all the way to the side, then I actually overlap. So I'm going to be the ones to the side, I'll get 1, and the ones in the middle, I'll get 2 shelf. Now, what is the shelf going to do? It is going to, let's use you to get up here. First of all, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get things through this one and flip. So it's inbound, 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 and inbound. There we go. Then I'm going to have cannons up here. This is why I call it a cannon shelf. Here, 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 and probably this one. Come on. There. So now anything that comes through these gates will be sent up there. Let's get something through the gates then. That means each of these can just be set up as a requester. And there we go. So now if we step away, this is a pretty discreet thing, in my opinion. And then on the inside, we have 4 cannons that can reach pretty much everywhere except straight down. So that means we get now a lot of flexibility in terms of where we want to place things. So let's have a look at it. Let's see what we... Oh, see, this one's not working because this is in the way. Is there anything that we could... We could probably get something over here. Let's say, what is it we're making? Well, let's make the steel gears and take it from... Let's see where the steel gears are. Steel is here, so let's take the steel on this one. This one will be steel gears, and then we see if we can put it over on that one. We can even put it closer. So put it here. And that means I just need this cannon with steel gears to hit that one. And it's shooting. Oh yes, it's shooting. And it goes in. It takes a while to go through. So long time that I start freaking out and thinking, oh, it doesn't work. Oh, there we go. And we got steel gears. This means all of this mess is gone. All of this mess, all of this mess, all of it will be replaced by a cannon shelf. You can actually also blueprint the cannon shelf. And it just so happens that someone has already made a blueprint. So a cannon shelf. Let's take that. And then when it places it up here, then it doesn't usually work. So you just press caps lock to lock it in place. And then you can sort of walk closer and build it here. Except, of course, I don't have enough steel or gears. So what we're going to do now is I am going to completely overhaul this. Well, not completely, because I do want sort of having primary builds here on the side, and then another one here, and then some other things here. So we'll just restructure it a little bit so that everything will be looking nicer. I'll have sort of extra things around the corner, but those will just be sort of more for show. And I'm going to have doors everywhere, basically. Let's walk outside, and when we walk back in, everything will be awesome. So here we are. This finally has been updated. It's a glorious new shop. It's a little bit more robust. I'm not sure about these ceilings though. I like the fact that it's open, and I have a little bouncy shroom, which kind of is the closest thing we get to a staircase. So yeah, that's how it is. But anyway, way it works. That all of these, okay, that boundary shroom is a little annoying. So out here, all of these have now been changed to cannons, as you can see, and they are now cannoneering up here. It's also important to note that I can just make another one just up here if I want to. So I need more things, for example, coming in from this side if I expand out here, and then it comes in and then it distributes to these things. There are currently 15 items that we can build, and two of them are, two of them are the potions, and one of them is here, the Jupiter. Boop, there we go. And then we have 12 additional, and there's 4 here. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is in total 12 additional, and that gives us everything. And the ones that are back here, it's just me putting things in. For example, hey, let me just put in some rope, because why not? And they will eventually just be taken, whatever. That's just to clean up my inventory. And we're then ready for another batch of fuel coming. Also, the cannon is also shooting silver across. I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a hazardous shop to be in, but they keep coming back and they put a lot of money. But we have lost a lot of money in the last day because we didn't make any money, but we still consumed in the whole base. So that's going to be turned around now, the glorious shop, and ready to take in new customers. I hope you enjoyed it. What we're going to do in the next episode is we're going to be we'll complete, let's actually knock this one out. We'll get the turquoise, and we'll get the yeast powder, the gloom fungus, gloom spores, and then the transformation potions so we can unlock the next tier, which has even more insane things, which we'll get into in a couple of episodes. I'll try to make an episode every day during this Christmas period, but you know, there are also family obligations, so that might not be possible. But in any case, we have the design for today. The steel design is ready and available to Patreon supporters. I might also have a few other ones that I upload because they are nice. So do check out, if you are a Patreon supporter, check out my the shared folder that I have with blueprints if you are interested in that. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.